Oil prices have lifted as markets weigh the threat of disruption if Donald Trump orders an attack on Iran. Garth Bray, host of Herald Now Business, he is in with the details this morning. Garth, good morning.
Good morning, Ryan.
So Trump has given Iran a deadline, 10 days basically, sorted out the nuclear stuff, or...
Yeah, he'll make a decision about whether or not to order a strike. And in the meantime, you've seen massive military build-up there. I think you were talking about this before, but they've now got like 10 warships in the region. They've got a second carrier group heading there. It's, I think, edging past Gibraltar at the moment. And all of that, and I think others have been tracking the movements of flights, huge numbers of refuelling and heavy lifting C-17 Globemasters. It all sort of points, I think it's something like 40,000 troops in the Middle East now, American troops.
Biggest build-up since Iraq invasion.
And some people fear that, measure that against the diplomatic track that you're seeing, which is a couple of meetings compared with the 2 years it took the Obama lot to do a deal with Iran last time. That has been kind of a light diplomatic effort and this massive military build-up, and maybe that's where the momentum is. And that's certainly the momentum in the market. It's been 2 days of pretty hectic trading. I think it's edged up about 6% over those 2 days. So we're over 71.60, I think, US for a barrel of Brent crude, which is not, it was higher probably a year ago, but I guess the oil market in general has seen quite a lot of supply, and prices have been really quite a way down. And so this has really pushed that up. I think the only other time it spiked was probably around January, when there was quite a bad storm and some weather disruption to production in the Gulf of Mexico. So
do we need to
Gulf
worry
of
about
America? I think we're supposed to call it.
Yeah, well, depending on who's watching.
Gulf of Mexico, mate.
Should we be worried about inflation? When if this kicks off in the way that people think it might?
Well, it is right, one of those things, because petrol prices were one of the things that have moved down recently.
Yes.
And it's I guess that's coupled to that, obviously. And if that starts to overheat, then that adds to costs, it adds to business costs, and it starts to make that sort of cautious cautious optimism we heard about from the Reserve Bank Governor Anna Bremen look a little less optimistic.
Yeah. So one to definitely keep an eye on. Now, a bit more detail from Xero on this restructure that we spoke about yesterday. What do we know?
Yeah, apparently they've been telling staff, look, this is not about us trying to cut costs, but they do want to try and relocate jobs from New Zealand to Canada, principally. It looks like they've got about half of the engineers that they have are based here, and they own about 5% of that engineering workforce is in Canada. They see greater prospects to be able to tap that kind of talent over there. So that does look like it's on the cards pretty much there. This has been interesting because you've seen a lot of pressure on them as a SaaS, software as a service stock, with people thinking AI is going to come and eat their lunch. Been a bit of commentary from Macquarie about that recently, saying, hey, we think that that's a little bit overcooked in Xero's case, that they've got some good AI applications that customers are picking up.
Yes.
But you're seeing it playing out other places, like Microsoft's shares are way down at the moment, while stocks like Walmart have been on a tear. And some people are saying this is sort of crazy. People are like rushing to a big grocery, big retailer as a safe haven from a stock like Microsoft.
It's a very good point. Finally this morning, some news from Airbus that people here are going to be keeping abreast of.
Yeah, right. So Airbus, obviously the maker of the A320, have announced that they are going to cut back their production targets from, they were hoping to make about 75 planes a month. It's probably going to be more like 70 to 75, and that's over the Pratt and Whitney engines. These are the same things that have been causing massive problems for, one of the engine systems has been causing huge problems for Air New Zealand. They've got a half-year result next week, so we'll see how that plays out, but this can't be good news. And I guess as well, this will maybe hang over that second half for Auckland International Airport, who we were talking about yesterday. They saw a 5% increase in capacity, just the ability of people to get here in the past year. But this kind of thing cramps the ability of airlines to add routes, to start looking at, hey, that country that we kind of crossed off the list during COVID, we might put them back on, kind of thing. It just sort of dampens that down. So, some big international news showing up on our shores.